Hello, welcome to Raymond Castile's Basement of Horror. It's the start of our 4th season of Basement of Horror. And as we usually do, we start in October and we have a Halloween theme for the first few episodes. And that's the case today, even though we're talking about basically a non-Halloween toy line, the Boglins, but it's unique because they have Halloween-themed characters in the toy line. And that's what we're going to focus on today, Halloween Boglins. We have the original Halloween Boglins, and we have new Halloween Boglins, and we're going to look at both old and new. We're not going to do a retrospective on the entire universe of Boglins. We will do a Boglins episode later in the season. It'll be a kind of a part 2 to this episode. But for now, because it's the Halloween season, I want to focus on Halloween Boglins specifically. Now, I'll get into some more personal memories of Boglins, because I do have quite a few. But as I said, I'll get into the more personal stuff in the later history of Boglins kind of episode that we'll do later in the season. But for now, let's just say that, as I've said before, Boglins are very important to me as a collector, because if not for Boglins, I'm not sure I'd be collecting toys. They were one of the first toys I collected. I was a teenager. I think I was still in high school, and I saw these crazy Boglin toys at the store. Had no idea they were coming out. There was no social media or internet or anything at that time. There was no publicity that I saw about them. I just saw them at the store, and I was flabbergasted. What the heck are these? And I bought one, Dwark, and took him home, and then said I got to have the other two, and went back and bought Drool and Vlob. And I was going to, and I was a teenager, thinking about girls and school, whatever, not thinking about toys, but these were just so unique, I had to have them. And I was going to, as I did with any toy, you buy a toy, you take it out of the box, you throw the box away, like any normal person would. But I saw on the original Boglins, when you open it up, there's a message on the inner flap that says, "Do not throw this box away. This is your Boglin's home. Keep this box. This is your Boglin's home. Keep it. He will like that. Your Boglin will like it if you keep the box." So I said, well, I didn't have the heart to throw it away. I didn't want my Boglin to be sad. So I kept the box. I kept all 3 boxes. And I still have those boxes to this day. And that really was the start of collecting something and keeping the box. I had already bought some O-Lantern family pumpkins, the foam pumpkins. We saw those last year on Basement of Horror. I'd already had those, so I already collected something. I collected a few of those pumpkins, but there was no package or anything to keep. There was a tag, but there wasn't a box for those. With these Boglins, this was the first time I bought something and I kept the box. And it was because of that message on the inner flap that said, "Don't throw this box away." And that led me down the path of thinking about packaging as being valuable in its own right. Not financially valuable, but emotionally valuable. That the toy isn't really complete unless it has the package with it. And that's the thing that really launched my career as a mint in-box collector, an MIB collector. It was the Boglins. Because of that message. If that message had not been there, I probably would have thrown the box away. As cool as these boxes are at that time, I probably would have said, well, I have the toy, I have what I want, and thrown the box away, because that's what people did. You buy a toy, you throw the box away. But I didn't throw the boxes away, and it led to the next 30, 5 years of not throwing boxes away. So I still, when I buy a toy, I don't throw the box away. I don't even take it out of the box. And that's another point I want to make. I understand that some people are frustrated on this program that I don't take toys out of the box. I would say there are many, many channels where the host takes the toy out of the box. Please watch one of those channels. This channel is for people who who like mint and packaged toys and want to see someone talk about mint and packaged toys. I completely understand that that's not your thing, but that's my thing. So on my program, we're talking about mint, usually unopened, packaged toys, because that's what I collect. And some vintage toys, like the old Lantern Family Pumpkins, don't even have packages. So, and sometimes I do have a loose toy and a packaged toy. Sometimes I do. With new toys, I can't afford to buy 2 of everything. So I can just to take one out to show you on a program. I mean, if someone would like to become my Patreon and finance that project, buying additional toys to take out of the box, then that's very generous of you. But if it bothers you to see toys in a package, you probably shouldn't watch. It kind of triggers me to see toys out of the package. I like them in the package. Now, these toys, these Boglins, give us the opportunity to see them in the box and out of the box. So, you want to see a toy out of a box. There we go. We have a toy that's out of the box. Okay. Well, I haven't had my hand in one of these in 30 years. How do you do this now? Okay, let's see him here. So I'm out of practice. I haven't... Oh, there it goes. He still have his... No, he doesn't have his tabs anymore to close his eyes. But that's the idea. So back in the day, I was a master Boglin manipulator. I could go all Jim Henson on these things and make all kinds of expressions. But these are old, so I want to be careful and not get carried away and damage them. And unfortunately, the eye mechanism is broken in this one. So you're not getting the full effect here. And it looks like, has he got some paint wear? Yeah. So he's got a little paint wear. Or is that a tooth? And that's paint wear. A little paint wear inside his mouth. So this is Baga Bones. And this is a Halloween Boglin. And I have 2 of these. I used to have 2 sets of the Halloween Boglins. I had 2 Baga Bones and 2 Blobkins. Now I've only got the one set of 2, and then this extra one that's in less than optimal shape. A little lesser condition. But I used to have another Blobkin that was also lesser condition. And I think I sold him, 10 years ago, whatever. There was a time when these Halloween Boglins were creeping up to about $1,000. And that's why I sold him. He priced himself out of my collection. But then they went back down, so they're not going for that anymore. I don't know what they're going for now, but not $1,000. But 2008, 2010, they're around then, they were getting up into the $1,000 range. And then Mr. Blobkin had to go. He was a little rough like this one, so I could afford to sacrifice him. Now, and so now they're still several $100s, but they're not anything like they were a decade or a dozen years ago. So here's their little card that came with them. He has some information about the Boglin there. Instructions about how to use him. So let's see that. Now, I just kind of dove right into this. Like, some people are saying, Boglin, huh? What? What's this? I didn't say anything about what these things are. Let's look inside. Here, we can take this out. I'm disassembling the box. I'm not just taking the toy out of the box. I'm disassembling the box. There's a rare look inside a Boglin's cage. Or shipping crate, I should say. It's a cage and a shipping crate. A rare look inside of it. And so that's what it looks like. Keep in mind, these are Halloween Boglins, so the standard version Boglins look a little different. Got, Halloween colors and a cobweb. The back looks about the same as the standard edition Boglins. That's pretty much the way the standard ones looked. The bottom of the box. So I will. Oh, now you just saw it. Let me show you again, because I just noticed it says "Gone Trick or Treating." I just noticed that back there. So he's not in the box, so he's gone trick or treating. And I like this little. It's a little witch with like a Ghostbusters anti-crossed out sign over her. I guess Boglins don't like witches. I don't know, maybe I bet witches use Boglins when they're brewing their potions. They probably take a poor Boglin and drop it in the big kettle, and the Boglins, they stir them up, and that's probably why Boglins don't like witches. They probably use them as ingredients. So I can understand why Boglin wouldn't want that. Well, before I put him back in there, I'm going too fast here. Let's look at what this guy is without the hand gestures and stuff. So you see, he's got bones painted on this white rubber. Got a bit of a skeleton kind of paint scheme. Look at that. Isn't that cute? He's white with bones painted on him. He's got a little squishy tail back there. Put it back in his box now. Okay, so what in the heck are these stupid things? All right, so Boglins were created they were co-created by Tim Clark. The other co-creators were Maureen Trodo and, I got them written down, let me just be sure here, and Larry Mass. I don't know if it's Maureen Trodo or Trodo, and it could be Larry Moss. Tim Clark is the one that always does the interviews, and he's well known, and he's the face of the Boglins. But I never really hear about the other two. I've never heard anyone say their name out loud. But all three of them created the Boglins. But Tim Clark is really the spokesman, the face of the Boglins. He's the one who does the interviews and stuff. And he was working for Jim Henson back in the 80s, creating puppets for, like the Dark Crystal, projects like that. And he and his partners, the other two, thought of the Boglins. And, they thought of puppets like this. They didn't think right off the bat of the Boglins per se. They thought of creating high-quality puppets that resembled the kind of stuff you see in movies. And Jim Henson didn't want anything to do with that, but he said, good luck to you. And so they went on their own, and they got a deal with Coleco, and they made the Sectars, which is a set I'd like to collect one of these days, but I don't have any at this time. And the Sectars were like bug puppets, like a big wasp and a big tarantula, but they were puppets. And then they had action figures that would ride on top of them. And they pitched the Boglins to Coleco, but they didn't want them. And, well, they wanted them, but they were going to make them as adversaries for the Sectars. And that didn't work out, and they never made them. They dropped the whole thing, and then they shopped the idea to Mattel, and Mattel bought the idea, and Mattel ran with it in the United States for 2 years. And so I'm just showing this is the iconic look of a Boglin, is the Boglin in his cage, and you see he's got the cage bars bent because you can't really hold a Boglin in a cage very long. They want to get out. And a mint Boglin will have this hanging right there. You see the little hole where it was. This would be hanging right there. So Mattel ran with this idea, and you can see the Mattel logo there. It's a Mattel toy. And they were available beginning in 1987 in the United States for 2 years. So I think it was 87 through sometime mid-89 when they stopped. And then Mattel dropped them. Tim and his partners wanted to do more styles of Boglins, but Mattel didn't want that. But they were also released in the UK, and in the UK, they were a big hit, and they continued until 1994. So there's a lot more Boglins, a greater variety of Boglins that were only released in the UK. They were a much bigger thing in the UK. In the United States, they had their 15 minutes, but in the UK, they were like He-Man or Turtles or something like that, a bigger, long-lived property that sold and sold and sold for several years. They weren't like that in the United States. So they had all kinds of Boglins in the UK that we never saw in the United States. And I don't collect those. That's just too big a universe for me to wrap my head around. They're too hard to get, too expensive, and I just don't know what's out there. I don't know what I'm doing with UK Boglins. So I stick with the US Boglins. That's hard enough to collect without getting into UK. The first Boglins, and the ones that I saw, I just mentioned earlier, was Drool, Dwork, and Vlob. They were the first big Boglins, and then later they made little Boglins, and then they made the 2 Halloween Boglins, Baga Bones and Blobkin, which were both based on Vlob's sculpt. They're basically Vlob in a different color scheme. I'll put his little card back there. I say he, but I don't know what gender the Boglins are. Some of them seem like males and some of them seem like females. So, Vlob. This is actually, did I say Vlob? Oh, yeah. So I was wrong. So, Baga Bones is based on Drool. So the standard Drool Boglin, he was remade in the white color scheme to create Baga Bones. Blobkin, which we're going to see in a minute, was based on Vlob. The jack-o'-lantern Boglin was based on Vlob. So let's put him away. So I remember 87, we had the standard Boglins that I bought. And I think it was 88, the following fall, that we got the Halloween Boglins. And I did not buy those immediately. I bought them later on clearance, which is why these boxes are a little beat up. I waited until they were on clearance after 1,000 kids had stuck their hands in them and played around with the boxes. So these boxes are not as crisp, but these are boxes I bought at the store originally. These are not bought off eBay or something. The beat up ones, actually, I bought off eBay. The beat up Baga bones you just saw and the Blobkin that I sold years ago, those I bought off eBay and I got them cheap, like $50 or some cheap price. That's why I bought them, because they were cheap. But because the condition was a little so-so. These though I bought brand new at the store. No one has ever owned these but me. I'm the original owner. So this is Baga Bones. Now he doesn't have his seal, his plastic cord, but I'm not opening. So theoretically you could take him out, but I'm not going to do it. You'll see in the other one that there should be a plastic band right there. And why he doesn't have it, I don't remember. Did I take it off? Why did I do that? I don't know. I was still pretty young when I bought these, and my collecting habits hadn't quite been fully formed yet. So there's a mint in box Baga Bones. Can't say it's a mint sealed. The seal has been broken, probably by me, but maybe it was like that in the store. I don't know. But this is an unused, unplayed with Baga Bones. He's never been played with. And you can see his paint's better, his color is better, and his tag is still attached. It's trying to come off, it looks like, but it's still attached. And I would show you the Toys R Us, is that Toys R Us sticker? But I don't want to tip him over because he'll flop around in there. I mean, he looks so nice the way he's positioned in there. When you start moving around, they flop around. So that's Baga Bones. Alright, so Blobkin. Blobkin. Unfortunately, you're not going to get a great look at Blobkin because he's sealed. So I can't take him out. Well, I could probably take him out through the side, but I'm not going to. I couldn't do that because he's got a plastic band around his tail to hold him in place. So there's no way he's coming out of here. He's stuck in there. There's Blobkin. That is an original 1988 Blobkin. Obviously, he's a jack-o'-lantern. Why they called him Blobkin when he's a jack-o'-lantern, I have no idea. I don't think of blobs when I think of jack-o'-lanterns, but there he is. And I believe the eyes glow in the dark. I think all the Boglins, the original ones, had glow-in-the-dark eyes, not just the Halloween ones. They all had glow-in-the-dark eyes. And there's his tag, still attached. And they're supposed to come with a Halloween candy bag. A plastic bag for Halloween candy. And I know one of them is missing that bag. Or are they? Do I dare? No, this box doesn't look like it's ever been opened. But I remember one of them, because I remember at the store, standing there at the store, I checked to see if they had their bags, and one of them didn't have it. But these were like the last two on the shelf, so I bought them anyway. So I think one of these is missing its Halloween plastic candy bag, but there's a bag. There's supposed to be a plastic bag in these. I wonder, since this one's a little beat up, maybe we can look in here and see if the bag's in this one. It'd be good to show you the bag. Oh, what we can show you, though, is this message that I told you about. Remember, so there was a message saying, don't throw this box away. There's the message right there. That's what I read. It was because I saw that I didn't throw the box away. So these came out, obviously, in the fall of '88 for for the Halloween season. No, this doesn't have a bag. Yeah, that one doesn't have a bag. I wanted to show you this bag. Okay. Let's see here. There's a bag in there. No bag in that side. There's a bag in here. Yes. Okay. Oh, yeah, all kinds of stuff. All right. Okay. So first of all, there's a 90-day limited warranty. I forgot all about these. Boglins stamps. These are stamps. Nobody ever talks about these. I completely forgot these were in there. Boglins stamps. I don't remember anyone online talking about these stamps. Wow, that's cool. And it's got all their names, all the different character names. And here, hold on a second. Here is the bag. Let's see if I can open this. Will I ever get it back in the same way again? Yeah, I'm not going to open any more than that. It's an orange plastic bag, and I'm sure it's got some beautiful Boglin artwork on it. Or maybe not, I don't know. But I can just tell as I was unraveling it, I'll never get it back the same way again. Okay. So that's what's in there. But that was worth opening to show you what's inside a complete Halloween Boglin. Now, they're not inside the standard Boglins. I don't know about the stamps and things, but the Halloween bag is absolutely not inside the standard Boglin. It's only inside the Halloween Boglins. That orange bag is only inside a Halloween Boglin. I don't know about the stamps. I don't remember stamps being in the standard. I don't want to say definitively that they never put stamps in the standard ones, but the ones I bought didn't have stamps in them. I mean, that could have been something they added in the second year, because these are basically second series Boglins. They're the second year that they were out. Okay, let's have another look at, since we can't take this one out of the box, let's have another look at Blobkin, and then we'll look at the new ones. Now, he's a beautiful toy. Look at that. How imaginative and fun. This living jack-o'-lantern. Let's see if he has any jiggle. And I'm not going to move them. These are pretty delicate. The old ones, you have to be careful. Because this material they're made of, it's called Kraton. Kraton. I think it's Kraton. It's a synthetic rubber, and it breaks down. You have to be careful with it. But he's adorable. They're all adorable. Okay, let me put this back there. Okay. So, now let's take a look at the new Boglins. Yeah, so before I do that, okay, so in the UK, the Boglins lasted until 1994. US was 87, 89. UK went on to 94. Then in 2000, there was a reissue of kind of sort of Boglins. They weren't exactly the same. I think Dwork was reissued. I want to say Blob. I have them. I bought them. And you'll see them when we do the future Boglin episode. But they don't look the same. They don't feel the same. They did 2 big ones and 3 little ones. And the 3 little ones were, as far as I know, completely brand new for that reissue set or rebooted set. I mean, they could have been based on some UK designs. I don't think so. I haven't heard that. I think the 3 little ones were unique to the 2000 set. But you'll see those later. And one of the little ones I opened up, and it sat on my desk at work for years. So that one's a little beat up because I opened them. I put them on my... We still had like corded telephones, with the old-fashioned handheld receiver. I attached them to the phone, so I would pick the phone up by grabbing the Boglin and holding the phone by the Boglin. So, hello. But that's for the next episode. They were not a success, that reissue, not really reissue, rebooted, remake set. They were too different. They were not in cages like those. They were different packages, made of different material, different characters. They just didn't have the feel of the originals. Then Tim Clark, around, I don't know what, 2015 and 2017, something like that, started making custom Boglins. I think they were made to order. He had like a little boutique business where you could order a custom Boglin, and they were unique designs. But they weren't available to the general public. It was a specialty business, basically custom toys that he made himself, custom Boglins. And now, this company called TriAction Toys has reintroduced the Boglins in a big way. And Tim Clark is back leading this new project to reintroduce the Boglins. They had a Kickstarter, I think it was 2020, they had the Kickstarter, and it was hugely successful. That raised their money instantly and raised, I think, several times what they were asking. And that enabled them to really go big on putting these out, not just as a kind of specialty item, but wide in retail stores. Walmart carries them, Target carries them, other smaller chains like GameStop and stuff like that. Other more specialty stores are carrying them. In Europe, there's a bunch of stores that carry them in Europe. So these are not boutique items. These are mainstream. The Boglins are back as mainstream toys that you can buy through regular retail stores. And this time, they are just like the originals. They're the same style. They're not made of exactly the same material, but it's very similar, close enough. And apparently this material they're made of, I don't know what it's called, but it's more durable. Supposedly it'll last longer. But the packages, as you'll see, are the same, virtually. So it seems like they've done it right this time. And now, though, they're going with this theme of the Boglins being kings instead of just these little swamp creatures, which is what they were before. Little creatures that lived in a bog. Now they're kings. And so they've reissued Dwork, Blob, and Drool with horns on their heads. And now the Blobkin and Baga bones are Dark Lords. They're not kings exactly, they're Dark Lords. So they're putting together this mythology about the Boglins. Yeah, it's okay, whatever. But if that's what they gotta do to sell it. I kind of liked it when they were just you know, little monsters in a bog, you know, in a swamp. I thought that was kind of a simple, pure idea. But apparently they started with this king stuff in the 90s with the UK series, so it's not a new thing. But they're kings now, the Boglins, and they've got extra horns. So let's look at Blobkin. This is the reissue of the vintage Blobkin instead of a Halloween Boglin, because it says Halloween Boglins on the old boxes. These say Dark Lords. They don't say Halloween. They're Dark Lords, and they don't have the witch crossed off on the top. So there's some differences. Okay, let's take a look here. There's the new Dark Lord Blobkin. So this is brand new. It just came out. Little different shade of orange. It's not, the texture is a little different. This is more of like a orange sherbet kind of popsicle or something. This is like has a can of, like a candy look. This orange has an almost candy-like shade and texture. It looks like you could bite into him and bite a piece off and eat it. I'm sure I don't know, he's a Dark Lord. He might approve of that. He might think that's fun. So you can see the sides are very similar. The back is almost identical. Very similar. Now, interestingly, there's this extra Dark Lord listed on the back. I haven't heard anything about them producing him. I don't know what that's all about. They made, as you'll see, there's 3 Halloween Boglins now. They added a character to the Dark Lords, which we'll see. But the back of the box indicates a 4th Dark Lord who's all red. And I haven't heard anything about that. Maybe that's for next year. We'll see. But, yeah, there we go. Here's the lineage of the new Dark Lords. There's the extra Dark Lord, probably coming next year, I suppose. And they've reissued the original 3, but they're kings now, and they all have an extra horn in the middle of their heads. And like I said, there's no witch crossed off the top of this one. So let's look at this a little more. So he's sealed. I'm not taking him out, no. But you can get a good look at him there. It's a pretty faithful recreation of the original. He's got horns, these black horns on his head, which the original doesn't have. I'm glad they changed it a little bit. They didn't make them exactly the same. They're close, but they're not exactly the same, so it preserves the integrity of the original Boglins. He's pretty cool. I like him. Now, unlike the originals, these come with their tails detached. So the tail, I think, is in the bottom of the box. And the bottom is sealed. It's perforated so you can punch out the hole, put your hand in. I don't remember if the original boxes you had to punch it out. I don't think you did. My memory, the hole was already punched at the store. So I don't know. Maybe they just all got punched by the time I got to them. But I think they shipped that way. A Boglin expert, a bogologist, can correct me if I'm wrong. But I think the Boglins originally in the 80s shipped with the hole cut out. But these don't. The hole is not cut out. It's perforated, but you have to remove the circle from both the outer bottom of the box and the insert as well. The tail's detached, and you have to attach it to the Boglin. I don't know how it snaps on there or whatever, but I've heard it's very difficult to take the Boglins out of the box, that they're kind of attached to the back of the box. And I don't know what the mechanism. There's actually a how-to video on the Boglins Facebook page that I don't know if Tim Clark made it himself. I think he did, showing you how to detach the Boglin. But apparently it's difficult. It's not a common sense kind of thing where anyone would look at it and say, oh, yes, of course, this is how you do it. It seems like you kind of have to know what you're doing to take them out of the box. But the body, the tail is detached, and the body is attached to the back of the box, the insert, somehow. And you've got to remove it, and then take the tail, which is in a bag, and attach the tail. So there's some assembly required. There was nothing like that with the original Boglins. I don't know why they did it this way with these new ones. I have no idea. Why not just ship them with the tail attached like the old ones? I don't know. There's the Dark Lord Boglins. Blobkin. I keep getting mixed up. Dark Lord Blobkin. And it says it glows in the dark, but I don't know if the whole thing glows in the dark or if it's just the eyes like the originals. Let's see. Go on to the next one. Another thing when I'm doing these new toy reviews, I haven't had time to really live with this stuff. A lot of times you're seeing it practically when I'm seeing it. I did look at these before I shot the video, but I mean, these are brand new to me, so I haven't had time to, like these, I've lived with these for 30-something years. These, I'm just now seeing them, so I'm giving you more first impressions. There could be things I discover over time that I'm not noticing right now. So there he is. Oh, he's cute. There's the new Boglins. You see, there's his name, Boglins. And they made it all one word instead of putting hyphens in it. Yeah. So there's the new Boglins. He's looking off to the side. It sure seems like their eyes follow you around, doesn't it? At least it does to me. I mean, they're not, their eyes are not moving, but it kind of feels like it is. And he's a faithful recreation of the original. The paint looks a little more carefully applied, not quite as sloppy as the original. This is a little more precise in the way the paint is designed. And he's brighter white. And the original, even when they were brand new, they weren't bright white like this. They were always a little off-white. They were white, but not like this. This is like chalk white. You see his horns. And I noticed all of these, the horns have paint wear on the top of the horns. And I think they're doing something about that. I think the future Boglins are going to have some kind of plastic or something to protect the horns. I read something about that. Apparently that's a problem. That the horns somehow are touching the packaging. Well, it doesn't look like he would move. Yeah, I guess he would move. If he were in shipping turned upside down, he would bump up against the top, and that's rubbing the paint off the tops of the horns. So there's definitely, I don't know if this is going to show up on camera. You can kind of see it right there. There you go. That's very obvious right there. There's paint wear on top of the horns because as in shipping, this bumps up and hits the top of the box. So they're going to address that in the future, from what I was reading. They're going to put something, I guess it must be some plastic up there to stop that. So there he is, the new Dark Lord Boglins with horns. Same kind of box. I mean, they really kept the original design with very few changes. No Mattel logo anywhere. And from what I understand, Mattel never owned the Boglins. Tim Clark and his associates always maintained ownership. Mattel had contract that was like I guess like a kind of like a lease to buy the idea for a while, but then when they dropped it, they didn't own it anymore. So it was Tim Clark and his company. It was theirs to do with shopping around as they wanted to. Do I have the name of the? No, I thought I wrote because they had a company name. It wasn't TriAction originally. I think had a different name back then. But now it's TriAction Toys that is putting these out. Where is it up here? Yeah, TriAction. TriAction Toys is the company putting out the new Dark Lords Boglins and all the Boglins. Now, one thing I'm a little annoyed with, the way they're marketing these, they've got all these variations. They've got the standard Boglins, they've got gold horn Boglins, they've got red eye, red details like a mask Boglins, they've got kind of funny color alien Boglins, and then they got variants where some don't have a particular paint detail or something is missing from some, or there's the one I'm going to show you, the new Dark Lord, the Clown. There's a variant with orange eyes. He has blue eyes. There's one with orange eyes. There's a lot of variants, and like I was looking at Walmart before I did this at the website, and they're sold out of the gold. There's Boglins with gold horns and gold eyes. They're sold out, and a gold tongue. Weird looking. They're sold out. So there's people on eBay trying to get hundreds of dollars for them now. You can still get the red-eyed ones, but they're expensive. They're like $50 even at Walmart. $50 each at Walmart for the red-eyed ones. The gold eye versions were $40 each, and they're sold out. And they're not coming back. Those were all limited editions. So, I mean, do I really need that base? They're the same as the original Boglins, but they have the extra horn, and they have gold details. It's kind of weird. The red ones are a little more unique because they have like the bandit-like mask and red like blood and stuff. If I get any of the new versions of Vlob, Drool, and Dwark, I think I'll get the red ones, I guess, but they're $50 each. And they've got 2 new characters coming out. What are they called? Topor and Wart, and some other different ones planned for next year. But this seems like for each character, they have 3 or 4 or 5 variations. And you can only get them exclusive at Walmart or exclusive at some French store or something. I don't want to go chasing all those different variants and feel like I never have a complete set. Then my collector OCD will kick in, and it'll be a problem. And these are so big. How many of these do I really want? I think I'd rather focus on the vintage ones and get whatever I still need for the vintage Boglins than throwing hundreds of dollars at new Boglins. I mean, that kind of money could buy a vintage Boglin. So I don't know if I'm going to collect this set beyond the Dark Lords. I'm on the fence. But I wanted the Halloween ones. I wanted the Dark Lord Halloween Boglins. And if they make more Dark Lord Halloween Boglins, I'll probably buy those. I'll buy the Halloween ones. Okay, so this is a Clown Boglin we're going to see, and this comes with a little... It's got a little pin, and it should be this way, but he's facing this way. Can we get him to... Yeah, maybe not. Come on. Yeah, he's not going to do it. I don't want to mess him up. But it's a little pin. And it's on a cardboard backing card that has a Boglin's cage artwork. That's what it looks like on the back. So because I got the Clown from the Kickstarter. I didn't buy him from Walmart or whatever. This came from the Kickstarter. So I don't know if there's anything different about him versus what you would buy at Walmart. I'm not going to buy a second one to find out. And really, this is the one that sold me on buying any of the new ones. This is why I got into it, because I saw him. I said, okay, that's different. You know, as someone who owns the original Halloween Boglins, I really need this addition to the family. This is important. This is Crazy Clown. Crazy Clown. Look at that. A new Halloween Boglin. Or as they're calling them, a Dark Lord. I've heard different theories on the color scheme. I don't know if Tim Clark has commented on where this color scheme comes from. At first, I thought it was the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. I thought that's where they were getting the color scheme. But I've heard John Wayne Gacy as another possibility. Could be a little bit of both. But he is wild looking. So I like him. He seems like if there had been a second series, Halloween Boglins, back in the day in the 80s, I feel like this might have been what we would have seen. Something like this. And I like that he is, if I'm not mistaken, he's Dwark. He's based on the Dwark sculpt. So now we have a proper trio of Drool, Vlob, and Dwark in Halloween versions. Whereas in the 80s we just had Drool and Vlob as Halloween Boglins, recolored as Baga Bones and Blobkin. Now Dwark has his own Halloween version, the Crazy Clown. And he is a Dark Lord. I don't know what the mythology is in these Dark Lords. Let's check this out. Yeah, it doesn't give any information about the Dark Lords over there. So I like that mythology, and it's on the back of these new boxes, but they're going with this Dark Lords kind of thing. I just like the idea that some goofy scientist was in a swamp and found these goofy creatures. Look at that. They found these goofy creatures in the swamp and studied them and started catching them and putting them in boxes and selling them. Almost like sea monkeys or something. I like that. I like that simpler, more down-to-earth, more humble mythology instead of Boglins, kings and hierarchies and Dark Lords and whatever. There's one more time to look at Crazy Clown. He's cute. I like him. This is how you reboot a toy line. I like this. This is because it's the same guy, same original guy, Tim Clark, doing it. So he intuitively understands what works and what doesn't. You know, what would constitute bringing them back with integrity versus some kind of a cheap ripoff, which is kind of what the 2000 line was. It just wasn't authentic Boglins. But we'll see those in that other episode. Okay, let's just... You see, I'm a little more protective of the Crazy Clown. Even though you can buy him all day long for $35 online, so it's not like he's valuable or anything. I like him. He's a cool toy, and I want to take care of him, so... I'll put these in bags too. So I just got these, like, not today, but like yesterday. I just got these recently, and maybe 2 days ago. So I haven't even looked at these, but I'm looking at them with you now. But I'll put these in bags. They'll all get bags. Everything I own goes in a bag sooner or later. All right, so I think that's all we need to talk about for now with Boglins. I think that's it. I think we covered the Halloween Boglins. You saw the original, You saw the new ones. Let's, maybe for the sake of comparison, we can, yeah, I don't know if I can juggle this to put the new and old side by side. I don't know if this is going to work very well with. Well, I'm seeing right away that the old boxes are bigger than the new boxes, so that's something I would not have noticed if I hadn't put them side by side. Let's see what else we can glean from this. I'm afraid they're going to tumble out of my hands here. Can we get them side by side here? Yeah, that's. Now I can feel the boxes buckling. Not going to do that. Okay, we'll have to settle for this. I think you can see them, right? So here they are. And I mean, they both. And they look very similar. I'm looking at the details. I want to. Well. No, the texture on this new one is a little different. I don't mean the material, I mean the sculpt. There's bumps and things that are different. There are bumps on this that are not on this. So there's been some resculpting. I'm sure he started with the basis of the original, but obviously he added horns to the new ones. So there's resculpting there, but I think he's also worked on the texture and stuff here and there. Okay, so that's these two. Let's put you down there. And we'll put you right there. And we'll take sorry about the pause. The vintage Boglin's making noises. I'm not kidding. It's going. I don't know what's going on down there. Maybe he's coming to life. I don't know. Okay. So here's these two. And you can see that, you know, the new box is smaller. Aside from the addition of the horns, I don't know if there's anything else remarkably different about them. I mean, the paint's a little different. The paint's not exactly the same. I can see that the texture on this is very, very milky white. And it's, you know, a little more yellow. And it's not just with age. It was like that when it was new. It's a little more off-white on the old one. And the old one really jiggles. And the new one does too. They both have a lot of jiggle. Let's see here. I can't tell if the old one is a little bigger. I think they're about the same size. It seems like maybe the facial details on the old one are a little bit more defined, but I could be imagining that. You know, I tried to put the blob can on this other canvas. Let's see if we can do this again. Let's try it this way. Okay, that's the two of them. I just gotta be real careful with these old boxes. These new boxes are pretty sturdy. They're pretty crisp. Let's see. We'll try it this way. Now why are you making noises, little guy? What are all those noises about? There we go. I don't know what that looks like on camera. So that's it. The Halloween Boglins. New and old. Original and 2021. And then we've got the Dark Lord Crazy Clown. I guess let's get him back out. Let's see if we can get him in the shot. There we go. How about that? There we go. There's the money shot. I hope it looks good. I don't know what it looks like. I can't see myself when I shoot this stuff. So I hope we're getting something good. Vintage Boglins and original Boglins and new 2021 Halloween Boglins. There we are. I hope everyone has a happy Halloween. We've got a lot of good stuff coming up. Not just on Basement of Horror, but other things on other channels, which you will learn about very soon. If you have not learned already, I'll do a special video just on that. But October 24th, the Sunday before Halloween, will be Bleak Sunday. Bleak Sunday. October 24th will be Bleak Sunday. What is Bleak Sunday? You'll find out. I'll do a video telling you all about Bleak Sunday. What is that? And we'll have our annual Halloween giveaway. We do a toy giveaway every October where I'll put out a video that will be dedicated to the Halloween giveaway. And you have to be a subscriber, and you have to like that video and comment on that video. Not this video, the giveaway video that we'll post soon. And that, if you do that, that will enter you in the contest, and you'll be able to win a monster toy. And as usual, I will have choices of vintage monster toys or new monster toys, and you'll be able to, if you win, you'll be able to choose. So that's coming up. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I'm glad to be talking to you again for a 4th season of Raymond Castile's Basement of Horror. Until next time, happy Halloween. Bye-bye.